15-Minute Mondays, your kickstart to week high-energy 15-minute episode on the Success Blueprint. I'm your host, Daniel Greg Johnson. Let's get right into it. Hello everybody, welcome back on the Success Blueprint. It is 15-Minute Monday time. I hope that you had a fantastic weekend and this is your Kickstarter into the week, your 15 minutes of motivation that you can listen to on the way to work, that you can listen to on the treadmill. Thank you for coming back and giving me the time of your day to listen to the 15-Minute Monday. I really appreciate you so much. But let's get right into it. Today it's about having hard conversations. You know, that nagging one that you feel you have to have it with your partner, with your peer, with your manager, with your staff, but it is so uncomfortable and you don't know how, and you push it and you delay it, and the situation that you want to discuss becomes worse and worse and no solution in sight. That's why today's episode is called Hard Conversations That Don't Break Relationships, and how do you tell the truth without burning bridges? So let's get right into it. Tribe, you have to understand one thing. Very often truth without care is just cruelty. So you don't have to be mean. Care without truth on the other side is collusion. So you need to find the right balance. That sentence captures one of the hardest balances in human interaction. Say nothing and resentment festers. Say it wrong and trust fractures or goes out of the window. So you need to be aware and you need to strike the balance. Most people believe hard conversations destroy relationships, but the opposite is actually true. Avoiding them does. If you don't have the hard conversation, it never makes things better, because growth and success always lies on the other side of a hard conversation. And it does always, because so often that's what's holding us back. You have to understand, silence doesn't keep the peace, it just postpones the explosion and it bottles everything up. So in this episode, it's about mastering the art of candid empathy, the ability to tell the truth in a way that heals, not harms. It's a psychological skill that separates real leaders from people pleasers and the courageous from the comfortable. And this applies to your life, personal, relationships, friendships, work, peers. Doesn't matter, you can apply this to any situation and it will make a huge difference in your life. If you've ever walked away from a conversation thinking, I wish I'd said that better, then this episode will give you the frameworks, the words, and the emotional calibration to do it right the next time. So what's the challenge that we face here? What is the problem? We avoid hard conversations not because we lack words, but because we fear the fallout. We fear being misunderstood, rejected, or labeled as harsh. And what's the result? Your problems compound quietly. Teams underperform, relationships grow polite but brittle, unspoken truth becomes emotional debt. Accruing interest every day, we avoid paying it off. And it doesn't make anything better. The real cost of silence isn't discomfort, it's distance. Every time you withhold truth to keep someone comfortable, you trade authenticity for temporary approval. And over time, the trade erodes both trust and respect. And you start becoming anxious. You start walking on eggshells. All those psychological terms, they come from avoiding the hard conversations. You want that salary? You need to talk about it. You believe that you are underpaid? You need to talk about it. You believe that your value that you're adding is not understood in the right way? You need to talk about it. There's many things where I can give you examples where people shy away from the difficult conversation. Hard conversations aren't the problem. Poor preparation and emotional avoidance are. So what's the cost and consequence here? What does that cost you in currency? Well, here's the paradox. The longer you delay a hard conversation, the more damage you guarantee. Avoiding truth erodes connection. What started as mild frustration becomes quiet resentment. You know it from the relationships. That's how it works. And then when that knot pops, when you finally have that conversation and you recognize it wasn't that bad, and actually my partner appreciated that. My peer appreciated it, the honesty, being candid. And once resentment sets in, tone, timing, and trust start collapsing simultaneously. So you have to catch it before that time. Leaders who dodge truth lose credibility. Partners who sugarcoat conflict lose intimacy. And when truth finally emerges, it's no longer surgical, it's explosive. It's that bomb that goes off because everything is bottled up. The most dangerous words in any relationship are it's fine. Because fine is where honesty goes to die. That's the simple reality about it. That's why today, as per usual, I will give you a 5-step framework with clear action steps that you can take to change it around, that you can use as a framework for any kind of hard conversation going forward. Listen to it over and over again, make notes, implement it, and then you can thank me later because it's going to change the way you interact with the world. Step number 1. Clarify intention before you speak. Every hard conversation should start on paper, not in person. An action that you can take here, write your goal in 1 sentence. After this conversation, what do I want to be true that isn't true now? If your goal is to vent, wait. If your goal is to improve, proceed. Clarity turns confrontation into collaboration. Intention is your compass. Without it, emotion drives the bus. And you know what the result and the outcome of that usually is. Step number 2, gather evidence, not accusations. Truth lands best when it's observable, not emotional. The action that you can take here, replace "you never listen" with "in our last 2 meetings, I noticed I couldn't finish a thought." Facts invite reflection. Accusations invite defensiveness. The moment you move from interpretation to observation, the other person's brain shifts from threat to curiosity. That's the secret sauce here that you need to add. Step number 3, use the invitation frame. Truth without invitation feels like an attack. You need permission before precision. An action that you can take here, start with: can I share an observation that might help us work better together? Or are you open to some honest feedback? This micro step lowers resistance because it gives the other person control over participation. When people choose to listen, they listen differently. It's a completely different ballgame. Step number 4, deliver with candor and care. This is where most people fail. They tell the truth to offload tension, not to create change. What action can you take here? Very simple. Pair the hard truth with a signal of respect. I'm saying this because I value our relationship and I want it to work better. Then state your truth clearly. No disclaimers, no softening, no over-explaining. Care is tone. Candor is clarity. Get both wrong and you either hurt or you hide. Get both right and you build trust that outlasts the discomfort. I can guarantee you that. Step number 5, debrief and detox the aftermath. Even the best conversations leave emotional residue. Action that you can take here after the discussion, do 2 things. Number 1, summarize agreements in writing. And 2, reflect privately on what triggered you. And then ask, what did I learn about myself through this? Debriefing removes residue, so your next interaction starts clean, not cluttered. Truth told without reflection becomes repetition. Truth told with reflection becomes evolution. You can apply this 5-step framework in any conversation. Understand the 15-minute Monday is a quick framework that I give you, but if you generally have problems with difficult conversations, how to structure it, how to frame it, and how to build a checklist that you can take into any kind of difficult conversation and come out victorious because people hear you, understand you, and can resonate with you, and you can solve problems and difficult challenges, and reach out to me. I do have exercises. I can run you through a coaching session and help you formalize something. Once you have it as a checklist, as a framework, you look over it not only once, you go over it until it becomes second nature, and it will change your life in any conversation. And why does this matter? What is the deeper meaning here? Honesty without empathy is brutality. Empathy without honesty is manipulation. The intersection of truth and care is where real leadership and relationship lives. We often say we want transparency, but most of us can't handle it delivered bluntly. And yet, the only real kindness is clarity. When it's done right, hard conversations are not relationship ending, they're relationship redefining. They rebuild respect on the foundation of truth and not performance or theatrics. Speaking truthfully isn't about courage. It's about love that refuses to lie. Satya Nadella, CEO of Microsoft, is a good example here. He reshaped the company's internal culture by teaching managers to replace "prove your point" would improve the outcome. His insistence on empathy plus candor turned competitors into collaborators. And that's what you want to do in your conversations. I had a client who once led a high-performing team in his previous company plagued by silent tension. We built a candor framework. Every feedback conversation started with intention, evidence, and invitation. Within 3 months, we scored the team cohesion again, and it improved by 40%. Not because people got nicer, but because they got honest. And that's an important one. Let me give you some advanced strategies here. The micro-truth method. Deliver small, frequent truth instead of massive delayed ones. Tiny candor builds resilience faster than big confessions. You know how it goes. Compounding effect. Stacked above, stacked behind each other. That's where the real change happens. Psychological regulation. Before tough talks, lower your heart rate. Breathe deeply or take a short walk. Your calm tone is more persuasive than any kind of argument that you're going to have. And language calibration. Use neutral phrasing to frame feedback. I noticed. I'm wondering. I'd like to understand. These invite dialogue, not defense. It's a skill. It's something that you can train, where you can get frameworks. It's important that you do these things right. And that's why if you have difficulty with hard conversations in any sphere of your life, it is so imperative that you change that you get someone that can assist you with that. That alone can change your life around by 180 degrees. If you're avoidant of conflict, avoidant of the truth, if you constantly think of how you can make it nice for the other person, you're on a surefire trajectory that will make you a people pleaser and will not get you to the results that you want. So if you need help with that, reach out. I can help you with it. I got programs, even online ones, that you can run at your own pace, at your own time, and they help to change this around, and that will change your life around. Let me give you your weekly challenge for immediate implementation. This week, identify one hard conversation you've been postponing. Number 1, write down your intention. Number 2, prepare 3 observable facts. Number 3, use an invitation to open the discussion, as I mentioned in the episode. Number 4, deliver with candor and care. And number 5, debrief afterward. And by Sunday, ask yourself, did I tell the truth in a way that built trust? You'll discover that hard conversations don't destroy connection, but silence does. And this way of communicating will help you to improve your relationships above board. Doesn't matter with your manager, with your supervisor, with your staff if you have, with your partner, with your friends. It is a game changer. And my little ask for you, if you enjoy me creating this content, if you want to support me in any way, if you think that I can add value, then if this episode challenged your comfort zone, share it. Copy the podcast link and share it on Facebook, WhatsApp, Messenger, put it into a group, on TikTok, wherever you communicate with your people. Help me to get this out there, because someone in your circle is stuck in silence and needs this framework to speak with both truth and with grace. And then subscribe, leave a review, help me climb the algorithm and get this out to as many people as needed. I love to change. I love to help assist people to really make a difference in their life so that we can all get better at this thing called life and business together. So thank you in advance for that. And a big thank you to our sponsor, Doc Marty Mushrooms. Real conversations require mental clarity and emotional calm. Exactly what Doc Marty Mushrooms delivers. Marty's commitment to human performance mirrors this topic. Focus, balance, and the courage to show up fully. And I'm actually so excited because I just received my microbrain from Martin. That's a great product. I'm going to go on it, or I've been on it for a couple of days. Here you can hear it. My supply. And if you want yours, head over to docmarty.com, and with DAN20, Dan20, you get an exclusive to the Success Blueprint, 25% discount on your first purchase. He also has a beautiful product for kids. So head over to docmarty.com, give him a like, give him an order, give him a subscribe, help him also to climb through to many people, because he is as passionate about people as I am. And that was it. That was the 15-Minute Monday. And I want to leave you with one thought. Truth heals when delivered with care. Care matters most when paired with truth. because the goal of communication isn't comfort, it's connection. And tribe, let me tell you, the people who master that balance never fear honesty again. That's it from my side. I hope that you have a fantastic week. Please don't forget to share. I hope that you go energized and courageous into all the difficult conversations that come up this week. This was Daniel Craig Johnson, your host on the Success Blueprint, with my promise, I'll be back. Take care, tribe.